Hello, today I'm going to introduce Saint Ignatius of Loyola. Saint Ignatius of Loyola was born in 1491 in Espadia, Spain. And he was born in a very noble family. He was the youngest among all the kids. When he was old enough, he was sent to the army. Unfortunately, during the Battle of Pamplona, he was seriously wounded and sent back home. While he was recovering, he read several books about Christianity and the life of Jesus. There's one book called De Vita Christi, wrote by Rudolph of Saxony. This book inspired him to abandon his previous military life and devote himself to God and other spiritual leaders, of course. As we all know, all different saints were called upon by God in many different ways. Same goes with Saint Ignatius. One night, while he was in bed, he saw a vision of Virgin Mary and infant Jesus. The next day he woke up, he was completely recovered. Start from that moment, he prayed 7 hours a day. Then he took vows of poverty and chastity. After that, he moved to Barcelona to start a life as a beggar in order to experience the real poverty. Several years later, he went to Paris for better education. It is there he learned several different subjects, including philosophy, theology, and science. And it is where he met his friends that had the same goals as him. One of them is the very famous Francis Xavier. He's the very saint that traveled all the way to India and China to spread the teaching of Jesus Christ. Of course, that's another story. We'll keep focusing on Saint Ignatius. Saint Ignatius and his friend created an organization called the Society of Jesus. This organization followed a Latin model called Ad Majorem Dei Gloriam. In English, it means for the greater glory of God. It is because of their patience, because of their knowledge, their devotion to God. This organization was officially granted by Pope himself, and Saint Ignatius were appointed to be the head of this organization. For the rest of the 15 years, this organization's members have increased from 10 people to over 1,000 and spread all over the world, including Brazil, China, and India. Saint Ignatius himself was devoted to the teaching of Jesus Christ, and he focused on encouraging people to love their enemy, just like Jesus Christ himself said, "Love thy enemy." Unfortunately, he passed away in 1556. But after that, in 1606, he was beatified by Pope Paul V and canonized by Pope Gregory XV. His feast day is celebrated annually on July 31st. That's the day he passed away. Saint Ignatius' contribution to our society is beyond imagination. Several colleges were named after him, and he wrote one of the very famous books called The Spiritual Exercise. This book recorded everything that happened in his life. We need to remember the saint like Saint Ignatius. Many saints throughout history, like Saint Thomas Aquinas, Saint Francis of Assisi, Saint Augustine, have all contributed a lot of things to our society. It is because of their contribution that perfected our nowadays Catholic community. We need to remember them and thank them. Thank you.